So next, let's talk with Tony. Tony, from the community college perspective, how can community colleges partner with adult education programs, and what can they do to strengthen their career pathway systems?
Right. Well, I was open up by saying that many community colleges across this nation, and Indian River State College is no exception, often have adult education programs right on their campuses. However, where many schools often go wrong is they really look at their adult ed program to a very large degree as a terminal program, where the goal is we're going to help you improve your literacy skills, maybe help you earn a secondary credential, and then we're done with you. Good luck. What really needs to happen is that the entire college needs to be open to those students, saying we have a lot to offer you way beyond adult education, so let us help you get your literacy skills, your math skills, and so forth up to par, and then let's start looking around while you're in the adult education program, even before you've completed it, to say, you know, there are choices here and there are programs that you can enter while you're still in the adult program. Now, community colleges also, I think, have a special ability to reach out to school districts, to technical centers and others who also run adult education programs, and open those resources up to them as well, financial aid, counseling, and so forth. But, you know, they can partner right on their own campuses and helping their colleagues who are running different post-secondary programs understand who are adult ed students, you know, what is it that they need, why would they be great candidates for those post-secondary programs. So sometimes partnering at home can be a vital piece as well. So we often find that you know, it's not necessary for a student to complete the secondary level and then go sequentially into a post-secondary. When students often have skill sets that are around a 7th grade level, if they can handle math computation, their literacy skills chalk up around a 7th grade, then there are entry-level career and technical education vocational programs that they become eligible for. So I know in our adult ed program at Indian River State College, on day one, students come in and we ask them on the intake process, what is the career you're interested in? What do you want to do? We want them to start focusing as early as possible, and they're able to really understand that, and then work with them. If it's I don't know, there's a lot of career inventories. A lot of people don't know. That's natural. A lot of people go to college not knowing. So there's a lot of career inventories that can happen, a lot of conversations. That becomes a retention tool even of, you know, let's keep working toward your goal. We all know what your goal is, and really help keep the students focused. But there are a lot of post-secondary programs that when a student says, for example, I'd like to be a nurse, I'd like to be in a health program, well, they may not be ready, very likely not going to be ready to be an RN at that skill level, but are they good candidates possibly for an entry-level health program like certified nursing assistant or something like that? Yes, many times they are, and it gets them introduced to it. They can see, hey, this is what this profession is about. I can accomplish this, because too often adult ed students are often much more familiar with not being successful in school than being successful, so we have to show them, you know, scale up levels of success. They can do this, they like this, they can get a job doing this, and then they can continue working up the career ladder to eventually reaching their goal of being an RN or something else, you know, whatever it is they're interested in. So that's imperative. The other part, though, and I think that this is true, I've never visited an adult ed program across this country that didn't have this major factor in common, and that is our adult ed students who are going to go into a career pathways program and advance themselves in that way, they're going to need financial assistance. And community colleges, to get back to your question, you know, what can they do to help? Community colleges are really well equipped to do workshops either on their campuses or go out to tech centers or high schools or public schools, what have you, adult ed programs, and do financial aid workshops. If you've ever handled a FAFSA application, it's a complicated process. Having somebody walk you through it is a good way to go about that. Likewise, typically community colleges have foundations. Donors throughout our communities across this country believe in the power of education. They do believe in helping individuals move forward. They see the benefits. So students need to be aware of what their financial aid options are as well. We don't want students saying, I'd like to do that, but I can't afford it. Oftentimes, once they take a look, they find out there's a lot of assistance that they can tap right into and do quite well.
Great. Tony, you've been invested at Indian River for quite some time. Can you tell us what you've seen happen over the years at Indian River State
Sure.
in relationship to adult career pathways?
College-wide, we love our adult ed program, and we go back to saying that many, many years ago, the president of our college was once the dean of adult education. So he has a really personal experience with it and a vested interest. Our chief financial officer, we always talk about, make sure the money's there for the students, loves our adult ed program, really believes in it, has reached out, knows what our students are all about. But a big part of it is, just taking a holistic approach. There's a lot of things. At our college, we have like 128 different programs. We want our adult ed students to know about that so that they can get involved in those kind of things, be a part of that. But what we find oftentimes is students themselves feel uncomfortable with the idea of going to college. So we break it down. Going to college could mean an entry-level 2-week program. Going to college could mean a full-blown 4-year program. But there is a program for everyone. You don't have to bite the whole thing off at once.
Right.
We invite employers in to talk to our students about, if you have this skill set in mathematics, these are the kind of jobs in my company that you would be eligible for. We take our students campus field trips all the time because even though our program is on the college campus, it's funny, our students will sometimes say, well, if I were to go over there, I'm not sure where over there is, they're over there, but in their minds they view it as something that might be a little bit out of their reach, so we take them on field trips. We let them see and meet faculty members, other students, and just help break down those walls. We encourage them to get active with clubs and activities around the college so they can really kind of get the idea that I could be here, I could do this. It's something that is achievable rather than letting their imagination guide them toward, you weren't successful before, you're not going to be successful now, you're going to be successful now. And Career Pathways is a great way to help students do that. That's the message that we like to put forth to them.
That's great. That idea that college is possible and
absolutely,
and you have this natural partnership already existing on your community college campus.
And now the other thing we do also is we do provide a great deal of financial assistance to our students. But what we ask of them very often is that they come back and mentor a student out of the program they came from. It sends a really powerful message to say, I was in the GED program, last year I graduated from it, I was in ESL, and now I'm in this post-secondary program. We bring students back, and I know we're just always hugely excited and very proud of our students. They are auto mechanics, they're school teachers, they're healthcare professionals, technologists. They really work in all professions, all sectors. One of ours is a scientist now. He's an HIV researcher.
Wow.
So they are so capable of achieving anything they set their goals on.
Great. That's really great. Impressive. So thank you, Tony. I appreciate that.